Hello, hello, hello. Let me go over to YouTube and see if everything is functioning. And I have sound. Last week we did not have sound. Go to my channel. Go in here. Hello, everybody.
Hello,
good.
hello.
Yes,
Let
we
me
are
go
good.
over to
That's
YouTube.
great. We are live for Divine Feminine Vibe read. Welcome, everybody. I know those will make their way here soon. So in the meantime, I'm going to clear the old noggin. Clear the hands. Clear some energy. Will I? That's what we're going to do. Is we're going to clear and clear the decks. We are just exiting our post-shadow full moon period, although there can be some still lingering effects that's happening. I'm going to switch screens so I'm back into OBS. First up, I'm going to figure, since we're all about the energy, and now listen, everybody has been reporting to me how tired they are, how they feel like they're in an alternate reality, how nothing is really like, whoa, where am I? What's happening? What's going on? So if you're feeling any of the above, you're part of the collective. You're part of the collective. So first up today, we're going to be pulling some cards from my Energy Oracle cards. Thank you, Jessica, for this deck. I love it. We're going to see what the start is. It's a tough deck. I still have to break it in. I haven't shuffled it enough. And we have at the bottom, interesting. That just fell out of the bottom as I was, so I'm going to keep it, but I'm going to shuffle one more and see. Let's pull two. Our first card up is card number 45 with man holding a heart. And that's funny to me. Because, I've been feeling a lot of energy from the Divine Masculine Collective lately. And yes, they're in a very different place than the Divine Feminines. And today's meeting, support group meeting, there it is, that's the one for us. Today's support group meeting, we were talking a lot about divine masculine and divine feminine energies. That was the primary theme of today's meeting, in that the divine feminines are moving on up into this. So I'm going to just kind of do a quick review of what that was. I was talking about higher heart chakra openings, and our heart is the center place. So if you think of a cross coming across, the heart is the place where all of that meets, and the highest heart is up here. So previously, energetically speaking, we've been like this. Okay, so we've been in this energy for a period of time where the divine feminine over here has been down here. And the divine masculine has been up here. Move myself back a little bit. So that's not like a cross. No, it's the divine feminines who lead are making their way up. And this is up as in, like, I wish I could be back even further. Let's see if I can move my chair back. This is hand open. Coming into, this. Here, I'll move this way a little bit. Pretend that I'm across. Receiving. This is where I'm at. This is where I'm going. I know where I'm going. I'm empowered now. I've pulled myself up. And I'm doing well. And then the opposite energy is the divine masculine energy, which has been up here and out of skewed. This is what patriarchy looks like. And it looks like the side of a pyramid, where we're holding one at the tippy top and the other one is sliding down to the bottom. And so what we're doing is we're getting out of the age of Pisces, the pyramid, very much symbolizing the age of Pisces, and we're coming into this balanced place. So the feminines have pulled themselves up, and the masculines are falling a little bit. And it doesn't feel good. It's not a good energy to be in. And so our first card up, being in divine masculine energy, is, this dude here. Look at him. A little bit of, playa vibe coming in. Hey, baby. Yeah, I'm going to just hold on to your heart, but I'm not going to pull it in. I'm not going to pull it in. And we've got like this paper heart on his leg here. So yeah, is that supposed to represent his heart? You know, his heart's nowhere near the heart region there. His heart is in his pants. Well, that's not balanced energy. And this other heart looks like it's a little bit on fire. It's a little bit burning. So yes, divine feminine, divine masculines are not in the same place at the present moment in time. We've got an energy here that's still maybe what I call the age of Pisces energy. And it's funny because I've been talking a lot about, sacred sexuality, and celibacy has come up in conversations. And the divine feminines are very much in an energy of like, hell to the no. I ain't putting up with no more bullshit. The lies, the manipulation, the gameplay, all of this type of thing. And the masculines have been like, yeah, I'm going to do my own thing. So I find this card kind of funny, and this is kind of Age of Pisces, a toxic masculine energy. So maybe why this card is jumping up is because people still find themselves intermingled in toxic relationships and toxic paradigms that need to be cleared away. And so that things can come back into balance and harmony. And within us, we have our masculine and feminine energies. Doesn't matter what sex you are. Because a feminine can play into this role equally as much, Look at me, I'm all pretty nice, cleavage up to here, and I'm trying to attract through my sexuality as opposed to attract through my authenticity. And the next card that came out was card number 36, which is the second chakra. So this very much ties in. This is your sacral area. So using sexuality, interactions for manipulation, for gameplay, and then on the healthier side, like creating boundaries. And so this is Archangel Ariel is coming in with some messages for us that is saying, okay, wait a second here. This old way of dating, this old way of relationship, this old way of partnership is not divine. And that is Age of Pisces. Now we need to move our asses into the Age of Aquarius, where you have things like equaling energies. So that hand up, hand down, equaling energies. So when the divine masculine, divine feminine energies can come together, they're in balance and they're in harmony and they're working together. So yes, we're stepping back into, and I like this Angel Ariel card because, it's a real kind of pure and divine energy here. She has her wings. Yeah, so we have feminine and masculine energies coming out into play. So the first round of cards is asking you to look at your relationships, romantic relationships being in the forefront of this, because we're talking about hearts. You don't want a burning heart. You don't want your heart in your pants either, or on your pants. You want your heart in the center of your chest, functioning the way that it needs to function, open wide, so that it's allowing the flow of energy to come up into the higher heart chakra, which is where we experience authenticity in our love, our unconditional love. Sorry, getting very hot and roasty under these lights. And when we're in our truth and our authenticity and our love, we have a love for self. First, that love for self is like, I'm going to create boundaries. I can love you from afar and meet you at your, highest. I can see you. I can send off love. I can send off peace. I can send off, good vibes to you. But while you're in that toxic energy, this player vibe, that's a hard no for me. So I'm going to just sit back here and be focused on my own, what I'm trying to create in my own life. So sacral chakra energies. She's at peace. She's doing good. She's like, yeah, I got this. I'm going to just do me and just create and focus on my own dreams and, connect with the divine, this golden energy. I'm going to focus on other things right now because this gameplay is a hard no. That just doesn't work for me. So that's our first set of cards up. Next, let's see here. Aries says, I've wanted to message you for a very long time, and I'm so proud of you and happy I met you and knew you. Oh, well, thank you very much. Love and light. Priscilla in Ireland, I've also had my spiritual awakening. Thank you. Well, thank you. That's wonderful. Wow. What a very nice message. I really greatly appreciate that. I have talked about this deck in one of my most recent videos. This is Carolyn Myss' Archetype deck. If you're thinking of getting into some cards and buying yourself a deck of cards, I highly recommend this deck. It's a really nice deck to help you connect to your own shadow and light energies that could be at play. I love archetypal energies. They really guide us. The one thing about this deck is it's ginormous. So there we go. And I'm going to pull two because I feel like it. Haha. And what do we have here? Ooh. First one up is Liberator. I have another Divine Feminine coming in on the imagery of this. So your Liberator is somebody that is, oh, I love this. Freeing yourself and others from outmoded beliefs, releasing negative thought patterns. The shadow attributes could be imposing your own tyranny over those you claim to liberate, ignoring legitimate constraints. So that could be a little bit of spiritual ego coming into the mix here. So keep yourself in check. If you think you know all that, that's when you know nothing. That's ego coming into play. So yeah, and be aware that if you're seeking healing from certain people, spiritual narcissism is very real. I did a video on that recently. So again, we've got this divine feminine energy in this pure white dress. Look, Ariel in this pure white, and now we have this liberator energy. And my entire channel is all about freeing yourself from constraints, freeing yourself from codependency, freeing yourself from trauma bonds, freeing yourself from negative and toxic coping mechanisms, freeing yourself from health conditions, freeing yourself. So this liberator is coming in as a means to do that. And I love it. She's holding some fire. So fire energy is solar plexus energy, which is very much associated with sense of empowerment. I'm, thinking of the song right now, like I Am Woman, Hear Me Roar. I have a playlist that I've been listening to that's really like a female, empowering, strong. I'll put a link to that in the description below. It's my Awakening 4 playlist over there on Spotify to empower you. So yes, us divine feminines are raising ourselves up from the murky waters of a lot of emotion and using solar energy. So get outside as much as you possibly can and get sun on your face for those sun codes. You can see she still has maybe one leg kind of back in these watery depths of energy. So there still could be a pull into some emotions that could be a little bit turbulent at times, and you're like, oh, look at me, I'm having some emotions, whatever. I don't care, because I'll just pull myself back up out of that, and I'm going to throw myself on some Aretha Franklin and demand a little bit of respect, or some Beyonce or something like that, and get all into the like women empowerment is the vibe that we need to be in. The next card that came out is the Samaritan card. So the Samaritan is about balancing energies. We have acrobats at play in here. And so that's working together, that's working collectively, that's working as a team, that's helping each other out. The light attributes of the Samaritan is refine your capacity to help those you would prefer to ignore. Ooh, that's a challenging one, because maybe you are getting tested and triggered in certain situations. And sometimes what happens is those triggers, while you're looking very closely at what the trigger is, you think that's what the problem is. That's not the problem. The problem is what's underneath the trigger. Dig deeper. Dig dig deeper. So people might be coming in and triggering you, and the reason for that is to help you look deeper than whatever the little mishap is. You know, you're at a store and you're in line for fast food or something, and somebody starts yelling in front of you, and you get really triggered, and you're like, don't yell at them like that, and then you're all upset and you leave, and then you go, okay, wait a second. I'm gonna sit in my car for a minute, and I'm gonna like, what is coming up for me? What was this maneuvering, this acrobatic maneuvering between me and this random person? What was it for? What was the deeper purpose for it? And then we go, the shadow attribute of the Samaritan energy is exacting appreciation and recognition for the help that you offer. So that's very nice. You know, I get a lot of appreciation from individuals on my site and on my Facebook for my writings and my clients and things like that. And so showing appreciation is such, it's a way to connect with somebody at a deeper level. So if somebody is doing something for you in your own life, you know, thank them for that. And if you're receiving thanks for things that you are doing and showing up, you know, don't just push it away. You know, sometimes we have this idea that we shouldn't have pride. You know, too much pride is a bad thing. And well, too much pride, yes, is a bad thing. It's an out of balance in the solar plexus. But you got to have a little bit. If you have none and you're just like, oh no, it's nothing. It's nothing. And you're always like humbling yourself to the point that's not a healthy energy. It's not working. You're robbing from them some of their like gratitude that they may have. So, you know, learn to say thank you. And learn to receive thanks is what's in balance in those two energies. You know, again, the masculine energy is a giver. So if you're in a situation where somebody's helping you, step up in your own divine masculine energy and say thank you. I really greatly appreciate that. And if you're in the feminine energy, you know, you say, oh, it's my pleasure. I am happy to help. That makes me feel good. Yay. You know, I feel good about what you do that is good in the world. You're not supposed to like always just minimize yourself. Maybe you've been in an energy growing up where you were minimized and you were put down and you weren't recognized for some of the things that you bring to the table. Now's the time to recognize yourself. Now's the time to go, hey, good on me. I did a really nice thing, you know? And it's not about doing it for the show. You know, I've talked in other videos about those people that show up with cameras and they hand out money to homeless people and they're like, look at me, I'm giving money to homeless people. Just give the fucking money to the homeless people without the camera. How about that? That would be a good Samaritan kind of act, is, you know, pass on your old clothes that you don't need to a charity. Or if you're going somewhere, bring a couple of extra apples in your bag and hand them out to somebody who needs. Small, little, tiny acts of kindness without feeling like there needs to be recognition or an Instagram post attached to it are the true types of Samaritan. That's really working in harmony with humanity. And the more people that work in harmony with humanity, the better off it is for everyone. You feel good, they feel good, they're eating an apple now, they were hungry, now they're eating an apple, they're having gratitude, and you're like, thanks, I'm happy to be able to help. If all of it is just a small little apple. So think of little ways that you can inspire some random acts of kindness for other individuals right now, because that will help elicit a little bit more energy in that balancing in the solar plexus realm. And we would like that, you know, working together, togetherness, teamwork, and all of that. So let's move next into the Chakra Insight Oracle. Hello, Yvonne. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We'll see what's next up. Okay, we got 3. I'm going to just take them all. Why not? We got time. We got time. First up, we have card number 33. We have card number 22, and we have card number 7. So I'm liking some of those numbers that we have. So the first card up, 33, is, so we've got a throat chakra coming into activation here. And that is, and I like that because it balances with the liberator energy, because a liberator is somebody that's going to stand up and speak up. And so we have this throat chakra energy coming up. But this particular card is the card of sound. And you have this beautiful woman playing a bass? I don't know, what is that called again? It's flown right out of my head. I was never into the stringed musics. Anyways, a cello, that's what it is. Playing a cello, and it says music, silence, rhythm, vibration. So these are some interesting energies that are coming up with this. And stringed instruments, if I recall off the top of my head, are more to do with heart chakra. And the next card up is heart chakra. So we might want to influence our music into some strings, maybe listening to some acoustic, maybe listening to some classical music to help create a vibrational frequency that's going to help stimulate the heart. So we're working kind of this area here. Heart, higher heart, throat. Heart, higher heart, throat. And balancing that, however, with some silence. So silence is actually the sound of the crown chakra. So it just feels like kind of all of our chakras are being influenced today. We've got this like starting off with like sex energy. So root chakra, sacral chakra. We are moving up into the sacral. In this energy, we're moving. I talked about, getting that empowered. That females are becoming empowered to stand in their own energy a little bit more, which is solar plexus. We have the liberator that's saying, "Hey, I'm going to stand up for myself. I'm going to stand up for these other people. I'm going to free myself from these binds and everything. I'm going to free that person from some struggles." With the Samaritan coming in, so that's definitely higher heart energies when we're like showing love and compassion to other people in the world. So balancing, how much time do I spend listening to music? How much time do I spend listening to silence? Have a little bit of a balancing. We got a lot of balancing. You need to be balanced in this acrobatic type of activity. If you're not balanced, then somebody's going to fall and hit themselves on the head. Also with rhythm and vibration, that always reminds me of like synchronicities and when you're no longer in the same vibration as some people, as you're moving your way up, that means oftentimes certain energies are going to be like distasteful for your ears. Like fingernails down a chalkboard, how they make that sound. And it's like, ow. So somebody showing up in toxic energy, like old energies of like, "Hey baby, how's things?" You're going to be like, yeah, like that, just like, no, that's a hard no. So pay attention to the sensations of like how people talk to you, and when they talk to you, is it resonating with you? Is something that is in vibrational like match or not? If it's not, then that's something where you implement that heart chakra for self-love and say thanks, but no thanks, that's gone. Lately, a lot of what has been coming up for me is like fingernails down a chalkboard when I get people who mansplain things to me. And that is like one of the worst toxic masculine energies that just drives me absolutely insane. Like, I'm intelligent, thank you very much. You don't need to explain to me what I just said. So yes, that's like a trigger for me. It's like, yeah, it sounds like a whole bunch of like bullshit, and I think I'd rather listen to silence than listen to that. So pay attention to how people are talking to you and free yourself from any energies that feel like ick. Opening that heart chakra center here, and we have the perfect meeting. I love this because we have the yantra that's associated with the heart chakra, which you can see is the Star of David, which actually would be a 3-dimensional, which is Metatron's cube. But in the two-dimensional, it looks like the Star of David, and the Star of David is representing feminine energy and masculine energy in those triangles coming together, intersecting in balance and harmony. Harmony is like a nice sound. If it's not a nice sound. So it's like when those two energies come together within us, and we have both the feminine, I can love and show myself compassion and show myself care. I can also stand up for myself. I can also stand my ground and say, no, that doesn't work for me. Take your smarmy attitude and button up your shirt and go away. Because I'm going to stand up for myself and be my own hero of my story, free myself, liberate myself, because I've learned new ways to be in the world, to create balance and harmony in my interactions. And if that's not showing up for me, then that's not going to sound very good. It's not going to sound very good. I'm listening, but I'm not hearing something that's appealing to me. And then last up, we have with the this particular deck, we have card number 7, which is possessions. Dun, dun, dun. So sex and finances, sex and money are coming up, which is, if that makes perfect sense, because sex and money both have to do with Venus, and Venus is currently in retrograde. So we will be reviewing our romantic interactions and connections with people, as well as reviewing what we are attached to, and what things that we have allowed ourselves to become enmeshed with. So it says belongings, finances, assets, and treasures. And you see this, it's a very interesting kind of character here, because she's holding the crystal ball, looking forward, trying to manifest, I would hazard a guess. And then there's these deer, what are they called? Horns. and these lights hanging off of it, but none of those really lights are on. So she's not really on. She's looking outside of herself for satisfaction and power outside of herself, as opposed to like what she herself can create. And I like it because there's this imagery of like, one eye is blind. One eye is not seeing everything clearly. It's like, so I've talked in a lot of videos about like cognitive dissonance, which is when we see things in those rose-colored glasses and we're like, it's not that bad. There's financial security. It's okay, and we're like this, and then we're not seeing, oh my God, I get bullied at work, and this is so hostile and so stressful, and my anxiety is through the roof, and now I've got eczema, and I'm not doing very well. So we need to like really peel back and look at situations honestly from both sides of the spectrum. Because the fact of the matter is, and I talked about this in one of my recent videos, I think it's something inner child. If we don't get our inner child involved in our manifestation process, on this awakening journey, first we go through the process of, wow, I can manifest. Manifesting's so cool. I want to manifest everything. And then spirit goes, boom, boom. I'm going to like flatten you out, and I'm going to teach you how to surrender. I'm going to take away everything that's not in alignment with you. And what you're going to manifest is what I want for you. But we're like, but I don't know what that is. What do you want for me? I can't see it. Can you give me a memo? Can you give me an email? Can you let me know? I want to see. I need to see the future. I need to see. And Spirit's like, no, you need to get yourself in alignment and get yourself all lit up. These things behind. And once that happens, once you're in alignment with Spirit, once you're grounded in the present moment, in the now, Once you're empowered and able to stand up for self, you're no longer people pleasing, you're no longer self-sacrificing, you're no longer nailing yourself to the cross. You're showing up in a balanced energy between taking care of yourself and taking care of others. You're setting out in a harmonious way of being. That's when money starts to flow in. So if money feels like it's flowing out, that's so you can let go of the attachments to it and get yourself into alignment of what spirit wants you to do. And then that's when there's mega power, like mega power, that balanced of masculine and feminine energy. Look, mega power, because this energy, when we balance the masculine and the feminine within us, we are a triangle. We are masculine, feminine, and divine. It's to the power of 3. So our capacity to manifest, our capacity to bring forth when we're in alignment with spirit is way faster and way more powerful. But we have to be in alignment with spirit. We need to be in alignment with spirit. We need to be balanced, masculine, feminine within ourselves. And then we're a powerhouse. And then, some of those possessions that you may have lost, and you may learn very important lessons when we lose possessions along this. Possessions don't actually make you happy. And in fact, an abundance of possessions makes you even less happy. Happiness is from the sacral, the doing what you enjoy, the being with the company of the people that you enjoy. If you think about it, think about some of the richest people in the world. Do they look happy? They don't look very happy to me. Sure, they have lots of shit and they have big planes and gigantic boats and they're kind of miserable and narcissistic and nasty. So money does not buy happiness at all. There is an amazing documentary. I think it was called I Am. I could be wrong. It was the director of that movie, Ace Ventura, from back in the day. He was a big, rich movie director in Hollywood. And at some point he was like, fuck all this nonsense. And he sold everything and he got himself like a trailer out in the hills in the desert somewhere. And he literally cycled to work. So he downsized to such a small extent and he found happiness. And so this was his story, this documentary of his story of when he released all the attachments, because the attachments to things and possessions, it's fleeting, in that moment that you buy something, you're like, oh, look, I bought something, I feel good. And then really by the next day, that's kind of that dopamine hit's already kind of gone, what's the next thing? So be aware, your possessions, your things, your stuff doesn't actually bring happiness in. I think they did another study, and this would be about, 7-10 years ago, where they just determined, now this was 7 or 10 years ago, so it's probably gone up, but they determined that any individual needs to earn in and around $70,000 per year to live a happy life. And then if you go well below that, obviously poverty is not a very happy way to live. And if you go way above that, happiness doesn't get more. That's not how happiness works. You get everything that you need to live and survive and eat healthy foods and go on your holidays once in a blue moon or have life a permanent holiday. And then whatever goes beyond that, when you start getting in the energy of the Samaritan again and sharing your things, your belongings, you're able to provide for others. That's kind of like part 2. So part 1 is have enough for you, and part 2 is have enough to give to others as well. And that's where you find happiness. You find happiness. Look how happy these acrobats are. And this is kind of like a reddy orange. So it's like the chakra that's represented is root, and balancing the root and the sacral. Balancing what I have, what I need, and what I don't need. And I can give away, and I can share, and I can spread the wealth. Spreading the wealth is spreading the joy. And when you spread the wealth and spread the joy, it is a more abundant life. Abundance comes from joy, is my point. It took me a while to get there, but we need to create joy for us to create abundance. So if you're thinking, I want the goods, then work on cultivating more bliss. Work on ways to first clear out the lower chakra energies, the depression, the anxiety. We got to feel them to heal them, release them, work ourselves up, to like neutrality and peace and love and joy. And then things start flowing into us more. We become more magnetic. The higher our vibration becomes. That doesn't mean positive vibes only. That means moving ourselves into authenticity, being who we truly are. And who we truly are is not our car, it's not our boat, it's not our house, it's not our stuff. Who we truly are doesn't need any of that. Yeah, except for the basics. Obviously, you need some clothes if you live in winter, and you need a house so you have rain. But if you have the basics provided for yourself and you can find joy, having a bigger house isn't going to provide you with joy. Having a fancier car, look, cars just flying everywhere. So yes, we need to balance some money issues coming in. Let's see. Hold on. More sensuality coming into the mix. Sensuality, feminine wisdom, and passion. So I like that because it's countering and it's card number 38 that's coming up for us here. And we have a woman with, she's very sensual. She's going to just purr, and she's got her protection here, some tiger energy, and she's just doing her own thing. Sisters be doing it for themselves, is the vibe that's coming in here. She's looking out and she's seeing this and she's going, hell to the no. That's a major ick energy. I don't want that dude. And she's going to be like, I'm going to stay home with my kitty cat. Meow. So that's fun. We also have bright heart light open connections. So that's 2 heart chakra opening cards that we have that's coming into the mix here. And again, that's 3 women in white for us. 4 women in white for us. So women have gone through their purging and through their purification. The divine feminine I just keep feeling the strength of the divine feminine right now. So this is card number 18, bright heart light open connections. And when that heart chakra opens and we're able to love ourselves, we're able to create a healthy environment, a healthy background for ourselves that says, I am a liberator. I am my own liberator. I am standing tall. I know what I want. I know what I deserve. I know what my value is. I know what I bring to the table. I am no longer like discounting what I bring to the table. It's no longer an energy of I'm not enough. Well, why won't anybody love me? They're just like, fuck off if you don't love me. Leave me alone. I got my own shit to do, and I'm going to just get on with it because I'm going to start collecting my blessings. Card number 44. So I love this. We have 22, 33, 44. Come on. That's a beautiful synchronicity. The harvest, gathering of blessings. So we've got this beautiful woman standing with corn on the cob. And it reminds me of a joke. I'm going to tell my joke. Here's the card here. This beautiful woman standing with her cob of corn. So here's my joke for you. There's a farmer couple. Living together, and the husband is in his toxic masculine energy, and he's like, hey Martha, let's go, come on, let's go, trying to get her into the bedroom, and she's like, rolls her eyes, and she's like, I don't know, and she's like, so she's kind of taking a step back. They're out on the fields the next day, and she's over picking things out of the ground, and he's like, hey Martha, your ass is as big as my combine. And she looks back at him and she's like, I don't Ew, like ick, just ew. And so they carry on, and then she's at home doing the dinner, preparing the food, and he's like, "Hey Martha, hey Martha," smacks her on the ass and is like, "Your ass is as big as my combine, girl." And she's like, "Oh." And then later that night, he's like pawing at her. You know that paw. She's like, "Oh, she's dealing with this dude. He's smarmy as no get out." And he's like, "Come on, Mike, come on, Mike, let's go. Let's have some fun. Let's have some sensuality." And she's like, "Well, I'm trying to decide if I should get my $500,000 piece of machinery up and running for a half a cob of corn." So there you go. That's my joke for you today. And that is where the divine feminines are at. They're at like, yo, I am a $500,000 piece of machinery over here. I know my value. I know my worth. And like all this like nonsense, it is just not working for me at all. It is the energy that's coming out there. So that's a little bit of humor for you today. But I am enjoying the syncs again. I go back to 22, 33, and 44. I'm hopping into my sacred geometry deck. Let's see what comes up. And while I'm shuffling crazy energy, I've been in rage, despair, and fear and pain today. Really overwhelming. Yes, crazy energies, and that is good. You're purging them all out. All these white dresses is like each anger that is released, each tear that's released, each everything is part of this purification. So the only thing that you need to do is be in this bright heart opening energy, opening yourself to love and compassion for yourself, taking care, being... The divine masculine that you need is you right now to protect yourself from all the nonsense. Protect yourself. Love yourself through all of the emotions. Every single last one of them is brilliant. And we got more female energy coming out. Card number 28, we have Gaia. So Mama Earth is coming to give us a message today. And the message is the frequency of Gaia. Reminds us that we are infinitely connected to one another, just as we are to our great mother and to the universe that birthed us all. So that's a beautiful card here. You can kind of see like a flower of life developing and expanding outwards as it moves through. And it's a balancing and getting us into harmony with our true nature. Our authentic nature. We are not humans that are above this earth. We are of this earth. And when we recognize our humanness, our animalisticness, our animus, as it's called, as part of the whole, I am just simply a fractal of something bigger and greater than me. And we connect into this energy is when we really feel a greater sense of balance and harmony within us, within those around us, so that we can be kinder to other people because we've learned to be kind to ourselves. So that's a beautiful energy. I'm going to just go in a little bit closer on that one, and just so you guys can see the mandala kind of. And it's like all these little bubbles are coming to the surface, and all those little bubbles coming to the surface are like releasing all the emotions. Release. I love myself as I'm releasing this. I love myself as I'm releasing that. On the topic of releasing emotions, somebody challenged me the other day and gave me the idea of having a dance party. So last night I was busily creating a playlist, and I haven't picked a date for it, but I don't know if you guys know about like ecstatic dance, where you just kind of go, close your eyes, and it's kind of like spiritual, and you know, somebody's drumming or they have a playlist. Well, music is huge to me. You may have noticed that. I have created a playlist to transition us through all the emotions. So my playlist starts kind of down, depressing, low vibe, and works its way up into like more rageful, empowering, angry music, and then moves us into some more compassionate, loving, harmony, empowered, excited, yay, and then kind of almost like very high, spiritual, like, oh, kind of at the end. So if you are interested in joining me for my dance party, it will be a Zoom dance party that people can attend, and it doesn't matter what you look like. You can show up in pajamas. You don't even have to have your camera on if you don't want to. It's about joining other warriors in a safe environment for the purpose of releasing emotions. So if some of the music inspires you to just, get into some like crazy modern dance movement, or stamping your feet, or screaming or shouting, I want to do that. And obviously I can't fly all of you to like a club. That would be super fun. But so I thought this could be a fun thing to do. So I'm thinking probably next Friday night is when I'll do my dance party. And if you would like to join, join us. That could be a good way to release some of the trap stuff, because movement, as we know, is what is required to help release some of these energies. When we just lie in stillness, it's not allowing the emotions to have an expression. If you think about a dog, or two dogs for that matter, that get in a scrap, if you've ever seen dogs at a dog park get in a scrap with each other, once they walk away, they shake it off. They like literally shake it. And that's why getting in aligned walking, that's why doing somatic movement, that's why doing yin yoga, tai chi, qigong, and dance is super awesome. To help release us and be in that. And if you think of it, all cultures throughout history have always had an element of dance into their sacred spirituality. The Africans have their very powerful drumming where they're barefoot on the earth, on Mama Earth, so this is something you can do at home. You don't need me to do it. You can set yourself up with like African drum music. You can set yourself up with some Rage Against the Machine if you're releasing some anger. I have a whole bunch of playlists for all kinds of different emotions. So if it's something that you are struggling, how do I get this out of my system? Do it more. Feel it more, feel it bigger, add movement to the mix. Movement is so very vitally important. The earth herself, Mama Earth, is always in a state of moving. Okay, every cycles are always happening. There's wind moving, there's the rippling of the waters, the trees are moving, everything's in movement. So the more you can move yourself, and even if the most you can move is to walk out to your back garden, that's at least a little bit of movement. Or sometimes, the smallest little somatic release, I like to lie on my side, on my hip, and just because you get a lot of trauma that's stored in the hips and the thigh areas and the low back. And so just a slight, put some music on, and I'm just going to slightly, and then do it on the other side. Movement. That's what Mama Earth wants to say. Mama Earth wants to say, get up and move. You got to move your body. Move your body. Yes. So let's move next into Inner Fucking Peace Oracle deck. One of my fun ones, and see what messages we have here. We have a couple more decks to go after this one, but if anybody is wanting an individual card pulled for them, now would be a time to shout out into the chat. And morning from Australia. Hello, evening here from Canada. I would love to go to Australia one day. I'm in awe of Australia. When I lived in Ireland for a decade, there was that soap opera that you would know, which is Home and Away. And I think it's one of the best soap operas ever made, simply because the background. You like, first it's really pretty people, but then there's the background of that beach. And I'm like, I have to go to that beach, wherever that beach is. That looks a little bit heavenly to me. So yes, one day, bucket list to travel to Australia and find the set of Home and Away. Not that I've watched it in over a decade. I can't find it here in Canada. But I did enjoy watching it, especially when I lived in Ireland, because it rained 362 days of the year. And watching a sunshine and a beach. Beaches are my favorite things on earth. It's my favorite place to be. So what do we have in? We have don't phone it in and show up and throw it down. Oh. Yeah, we definitely have some sisters doing it for themselves. Show up and throw it down, and then don't phone it in. So that's an interesting card. So I think we're being asked to show up in person and stand up for ourselves, like a real throwdown. It makes me think when it says throw it down, it's like mic drop, you know, when you're in a situation and it's almost like you're channeling, and all of a sudden it just goes, yeah, I want out. I'm done. I'm not putting up with this no more. Fuck that. I'm out, you know? So this kind of energy, which comes back to the Liberator card of freeing ourselves from outdated beliefs, outdated relationships, outdated things, releasing negative thought patterns, and stepping up to the awareness that you deserve better. That's it. You deserve better. Okay? So yeah, don't text it, don't phone it, don't message it. Show up when you can and say, I'm speaking my truth. The sounds that is coming from my being, I'm speaking from my heart. We've got a couple heart chakras here. I'm speaking from my heart, and I want more. I deserve more. I'm worth more. So that's an interesting card there. Next up, I'm going to go into the traditional Rider Tarot deck. And look, oh my God, I couldn't have pulled that. That's crazy. So yesterday I did a video talking about the Wheel of Fortune card. And so here we have the Wheel of Fortune. I have it upside down. This wasn't exactly what it looked like in my vision, but it's very similar. And so in my vision, the card, the wheel literally went like turned on his head. So you may feel right now like everything is upside down. And that's why there's a whole bunch of like, where are we now? What is happening? Why is life so different? And there's a very different energy. And that's interesting because when I did my Zoom chat today, the Zoom meeting, sorry you guys missed it, we were talking about Mayan philosophies. So I don't know if any of you have been to Mexico, but in Mexico, they have Chichen Itza. I don't know if you've ever been to Chichen Itza. Here's my very rough drawing of Chichen Itza. And so there's all these different layers. There's way more than this, but I just drew it really quickly. And within the bottom layer, there's all these night and day energies. So this time period, everything was happening very slowly in this bottom layer. And so the Mayan prophesied that as we moved up the layers of time, so this is how time works, energy, different things happening. As we moved our way up to the top, time was happening really quickly. So right now it feels like there's 7 days in one day. It's like so much, it's like this. And what is actually happening, the energy that we're currently in right now. So we hit the top of this pyramid and the Wheel of Fortune was upright. And now in my vision, it's gone upside down, which is because we've crossed a threshold. We've crossed a threshold and we are now in this energy up here, which is the opposing energy of this energy down here. So everything's going to start to feel a little bit different, a little bit wonky, a little bit unknown. We've shifted into a new age. We are in the age of Aquarius. So this is the 3D world down here. This is the 5D world up here. So some of us, most of us that are on the Divine Feminines that are on this wave, anybody that resonates with me, we've hopped this timeline, this line here. We've passed the veil. And there's many people that are still yet to like hop over. And so this is where we're kind of at. And as we're there, as I said, everything now is in opposing energies. And so the Wheel of Fortune, if you had a life where you were really down on your luck, things are going to start to flow for you a little bit better. And if you've been in an energy that has been a narcissistic energy where you've been doing some less than stellar things, your luck too is going to change. So what I have seen is a lot of people in that in-between place. Time is so fast right now. So it's very chaotic. It's very confusing. We're not really sure where we're going. We've never been here before. The energy is completely and utterly different. And on the other side, oh, look, we're leaving behind that which no longer, see, a woman and child sit in this, and she's being carried across the river Styx. So she's like, I'm leaving this behind. I'm leaving it behind now. We're leaving the age of Pisces behind, and we're moving into the age of Aquarius. It's tumultuous. It's tumultuous. It's supposed to be tumultuous. So we have up the King of Pentacles. So again, money is coming in for questioning right now. And so thinking about, and I like this, it's like the pentacle is almost like grasping. They're grasping hold still of this pentacle, not realizing that they themselves are creating the manifestation of the abundance within. So I don't see, if you can see his cloak, it's all bursting with this growth and energy. It almost feels like, when you leave like a building to nature and it's left alone to its own devices, nature completely and utterly like takes it over again, and it gets reabsorbed into things. So that's telling me that nature will win in the end. Mother Earth will always win. The divine will always win in this mix. And so the game that's being played is outside. It's outside of our sense of power. So when we hold on desperately for things that are like dying and collapsing, we're preventing ourselves from moving forward. That energy of on the boat and leaving and moving on. We're preventing ourselves from moving on to those things. But don't worry if you don't know where you're going or what you're doing yet, because nobody does. So if you're like feeling like, oh geez, I'm late, like the little white rabbit on Alice in Wonderland, I'm late for a very important date. You're not late. You're right on time. You're right exactly where you're supposed to be. Whatever you're doing, whatever confusion you're in, whatever like midpoint this feels like, whatever like is this, it's doing its thing. It's just gonna do it. You don't have to worry about it. It's just gonna do. So last up, I'm going to pull from, before I pull individual cards, and Sharon wants one, and anyone else that wants one, let me know. So we're going to pull from the Inner Child Oracle and see what our children have to say for ourselves, because we are children of God. We are children of this earth, and reconnecting with that child within, that joyful child, the authentic imprint of your soul, is ultimately the goal, the end point. It's funny because it's everything in opposites, right? We used to always think, I need to grow up. I'm growing up. Now what we're doing is the opposite. We're growing down. We're growing back into our childhood, into our child self, rescuing our child self, liberating our child. Because when we do that, the purity comes back. That's where the purity is. So we're not growing up. We're not getting older. We're getting younger. Every day we're getting younger in spirit. We're going backwards. Time is going backwards now. How about that? Oh, should turn that off. Okay. Get lost. I love that. Sorry, I'm going to just turn this off just in case. Options. Oh, it is shut down. It's bounced up anyways. Okay. Get lost. Card number 15 is fall deep into the realm of imagination. And there's our child. Our child mind loves to daydream and loves to spend time out in nature and just observing the world around us. Instead of trying to get found, try to get lost. Lose yourself. There's more music. Eminem, you get to lose yourself in the music. So lose yourself a little bit this week. Get rid of those adult expectations, those constructs of what success looks like, and those constructs of what I should be doing, and those constructs of the rules and the regulations and the schedules and all of that. Just get lost. Just lose yourself. Lose yourself in the moment. Lose yourself in the now. That's where the magic happens. That's where the magic happens. Follow. What do you feel like doing in this moment? Ask yourself. Oh, I feel like coloring. Okay, let's color. Why not? But there's loads of laundry to do. Nah, so I don't feel like doing it. I feel like doing a little bit of inner child stuff. I feel like going for a walk. I feel like listening to music. I feel like having a hot bath. I feel like snuggling and just drinking some warm Ovaltine. I've never actually had Ovaltine, but you know, maybe somebody likes it. I drink tea personally. And talking about tea, I'm gonna have a sip. Hello, Jazzy Jen. Welcome to the group. We're getting ourselves lost is what we're doing. Now I'm going to pull a card for Sharon. And I'm going to pull one for you from the Divine Animals Oracle. Bear with me while I get this sorted. We've got some animals that have a message for you. Then I'll do a review. Anybody else wanting a card pull? Now, a card for them. Now is the time to do it. Let me know, let me know, let me know. Oh, and there's your card. Oh, and you're from Australia, and there's lots of tarantulas in Australia. We've got card 13, connection. So we have a lot coming in with, interpersonal stuff that's happening in this read today. And the connection here is talking about, so here, I'll show you. She's kind of tied down and in a situation that doesn't feel very joyous, but what I notice in it is, yes, some strategy is going to be required to extricate herself. I wouldn't want to be doing any sudden movements to like scare these tarantulas. So strategy is being asked to be, and then when the time is right, extricating yourself from this situation is going to be relatively easy. These are just spider webs. They're not like chains. You're not entrapped in a prison cell, but there is some connections that you have. So look around at some of the individuals that you have connected to and see that some of them might be a little bit poison. And not all in your highest and greatest good. They're keeping you down. She's being kept down. She's not being allowed to elevate to the highest extent. So I don't know your personal situation, but if this resonates with you, that there's one or two people in your life that just kind of sucking your life away. A little bit of, energy, vampire-ish kind of vibe with this card that's coming out. And maybe it is where we started from with, a romantic partnership that just might be so draining and just like, oh my God. Yes, so be observant, be aware. Use your strategy. If you need help, I do have a narcissistic playlist, trauma bond playlist to help people escape from those types of relationships if that resonates with you. because you have the power within you to free yourself from that. It's going to take a little bit of strategy and maybe a little bit of time to wait for this one to get off your head. So is somebody in your head all the time, on your head, like telling you how you should think, how you should feel, how you should be? That's what I'm talking about. So that's when we come back to this card over here, the card of sound, and be like, okay, I need some silence. I need some silence coming up there. So Jazzy Jen would like a card, and I am pulling for Jazzy Jen from the Work Your Light Oracle deck. Give me a minute, and then I'm going to review all the cards and the energies that came up for anybody that joined us late, and sign off. And then the next time you can see me is Wednesday at 5:55 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is our next Spiritual Warrior Support Group on Zoom. If you would like to come to that and join us, please join the Spiritual Warrior Support Group over on Facebook. The link to that is in the description of all my videos. And there is the link for the Zoom, as well as the link for the PayPal. An 1111 deposit donation is requested, please and thank you, to participate in the groups. Otherwise, if you're wanting to book with me private read, I can certainly do that for you. Just reach out, email me, and get that set up. Our final message that's coming along with this is to get grounded. So the more grounding work we can do, because of the energies and the fluctuating that they're happening right now, is huge. So this card is to all empaths, highly sensitives. Connect with nature. Now, we've had this multiple times in this read. Gaia energy has come up, as well as I was talking about in the King of Pentacles, nature kind of taking over things. So you can see here, she's vibing out rose energy, very divine feminine energy card here. Us femmes need to get out in nature as much as possible and root and ground. And I don't mean just like little gentle, I'm seeing some roots. I mean, send those roots to the very core of the earth and grappling hook around the core of the earth, so that you are not going to be like off away with the fairies and feeling outer space, like really spacey energy. It's very easy right now to get very confused and very disoriented, and so the more we need to ground ourselves deeper. Where red is a good color to wear. I have an entire video on the root chakra, in fact many of them in the chakra playlist, worth listening to help facilitate you getting grounded and get the root chakra open. We got to root is what we need to do. So getting grounded, because you're here to carry the weight of all the ancestors. I don't know if you can see off to the sides here, we've got like ancestral energy coming up beside here. So between the crown, like perfect alignment all the way down into the ground, the earth soul star. So there's two chakras I don't actually talk about very often, is the chakra that's a foot above your head and the chakra that's a foot below your feet. And this is called your earth star. So you want this guy to be open. You want this guy to be feeling grounded. If you're really lightheaded and dizzy and dozy and all kinds of energies, you need to do grounding work. I have grounding meditations that I've done. Otherwise, there's a million people that you could listen to grounding meditations with. And the feminine needs to ground all this energy. She's pulling energy in from the divine all the way through her and helping ground it. And that's what's going to create the new earth. She's literally pulling the light in from the cosmos through her entire body. So there can be a lot of symptoms right now, ascension symptoms. If you're experiencing ascension symptoms and you're struggling with that and you would like to book a one-on-one counseling call with me, please reach out and you can book and we can find ways to help minimize some of the ascension symptoms that you might be experiencing. So there we go. So next up, I'm just going to do a quick review of all the energies. Definitely be forewarned and wary of some smarmy masculine energy that is not divine. Okay? So divine feminines, you're getting grounded, you're sitting in your energy, you're like, I know what I deserve, I know what I want, I know what, and any dudes that are showing up in the player energy is a hard fucking no. Okay? You don't tolerate those types of things anymore because you know you're worth more. You've cultivated self-love. You've cultivated self-worth. You've cultivated healthy boundaries. You are looking for energy that's going to be matching, reciprocal energy. Reciprocal, same energy level, so same resonance, that sound vibration, same resonance. I'm not showing up and doing everything for you so you can sit on your ass and play PlayStation. I'm not your fucking mother. Get up and go get a life, okay? And come back to me when you have something to offer me a little bit more than a paper heart, okay? Okay, so watch out for toxic energies right now, and stand in your own power, grounding your own energy so we're not tolerating this types of stuff. We need to open our second chakra, so womb space area for the divine feminines, our creative center, healthy boundaries, healthy boundaries. You can love somebody, that doesn't mean you have to like them. You can love somebody, that doesn't mean that you have to tolerate them. Okay, so you can create yourself healthy boundaries so you can be in your own purification, working on your own spiritual work, getting into your own highest vibration, and liberate yourself from old paradigms, old ways of thinking, old ways of being, old nonsense that you don't want to put up with anymore. You're saying, no, I'm done with all this. I need the type of energy that's going to be give and take, that I can rely that when I fly off this landing and do a somersault, that you're going to be there to catch me. Otherwise, I'm going to fall on my ass, and that hurts. I'm done with the hurt. Okay? Partnership means I can trust that somebody's going to be there to hold me. I'm going to be extra vigilant to pay attention to my listening right now, listening more than speaking, in regards to play some soft music, but also give yourself time to be in silence. Allow some string music if you can to come in to the mix this week, to really help motivate the heart chakra opening and finding balance of masculine and feminine energy within, not without, not in the 3D, within. I take care of myself. I protect myself. I pay my bills. I do what I need to do for me. Oh, that's my masculine energy. I also don't work too much. I take time to rest. I nourish myself. I pamper myself. I give myself love, attention, and care. So balance of masculine and feminine energies. I am going to let go of my unhealthy attachments to things. That things don't buy you happiness. I'm going to cultivate actual happiness within me by following my heart. The sensuality that I'm experiencing, I'm going to use for me. I'm going to be able to create for me. I know that I'm a sensual, beautiful being of light. And I've got this nice little kitty cat to protect me. And look, I'm keeping myself to myself. I'm going to keep myself to myself until I see something divine and worth opening herself. She's not opening herself. She's keeping herself protected. She's keeping her heart protected right now. She's holding on to her heart here as well. So lots of heart care. You know, you might be going through heart activations, higher heart chakra activations. And if you are, hand to your heart and do a meditation like that. It's like, I'm going to honor myself. I'm going to love myself. I'm going to take care of myself. I'm going to forgive myself. I'm going to do all of these things for myself, because I'm focused now on my own harvest, and my harvest is going to be provided to me through the connection that I have cultivated to Mama Earth. I feel safe here now. I feel safe in my body. I feel safe in my body on this earth. I am protected. I can speak up for myself. I don't need to shy away from conflicts. I can say no when I need to say no. I am not going to let myself be tempted by old structures and old paradigms that are being grown over by the jungle. I'm going to allow myself the opportunity to get lost, because when we get lost, we get found. But first, we have to get lost. We absolutely have to get lost. So go lose yourself in nature. Go lose yourself in music. Go lose yourself. a little bit and cultivate some energies. Be careful and be strategic when extricating yourself from situations that you're well and truly safe from them, and know that you're empowered enough to lift yourself up and get yourself out of any sticky situations. I don't know if you've ever had cobwebs on you, but they're sticky. So if you've got some sticky situations that you need to get rid of, we come back to this card that we had before of like, don't phone it in, stand up for yourself, but do it when you're like clear and sure of like your next move. You don't need to know all the moves. You just need to know the next move. And you're going to be like, this is what I'm deciding, and this is the next move for me. And thanks very much. I'm now going to go and get myself grounded and be a self-contained bundle of love, because all this rose energy. So you might want to connect with, Mary Magdalene energy. You might want to put on some rose oil in your incense burner or in your bath. And that is our read for this week. I look forward to seeing you guys next week. 4:44 Sundays is the time to do that. Thank you very much for all the likes, the shares, the donations, the supers, everything like that. If you would like to donate to my channel, I do have a link for that in the description below. I also have an Amazon wish list if you're wanting to donate an oracle deck and have one of your, read from your deck. I greatly appreciate all donations in any forms, and I'm sending you all my absolute love and care and compassion. With that all said, peace in